What's going on, guys, and welcome to another Doctor Who Top 10. Today I'm going to be counting down my top 10 11th Doctor stories. So I've done my 9th Doctor stories, done my 10th Doctor stories, now we're doing the 11th Doctor. It was quite hard to do this list because in my opinion there aren't many really standout episodes for the 11th Doctor like there is with the 10th and 9th Doctors. So it was quite hard for me to do this list, however I did eventually, with a bit of tweaking, get it done. So anyway, let's get into the list. Number 10. Asylum of the Daleks. So this was the season opener for season 7, which was Matt Smith's final full season as the Doctor, and it was, in my opinion, the best Dalek story of Matt Smith's era. We only really got two, Asylum of the Daleks and Victory of the Daleks, and well, Victory of the Daleks wasn't great. Asylum of the Daleks was okay, getting at number 10 on my list. It wasn't too bad. We saw Oswin Oswald, who I think is a better character than Clara Oswald. And really we should have just kept with her or the Clara Oswin Oswald from the Snowman. I mean, the Daleks are alright in this. They're a bit underused in my opinion, but it's really nice to see the classic Daleks. However, they were really just fan service. And yeah, altogether it's an alright episode, but nothing too spectacular. Number 9. The Lodger. So this was the first appearance of Craig Owen, played by James Corden, who I actually don't mind in Doctor Who. As a kind of presenter and stuff, I don't really like him. It's a bit weird, but I thought Craig Owen was a pretty cool character in Doctor Who. And The Lodger was an alright story. It wasn't anything spectacular once again, but it was okay. And I think this was better than his second appearance, Closing Time, in Series 6. I think The Lodger was better from Series 5. I can't really remember what the story is about off the top of my head, but I remember there was like this weird control panel thing which kind of looked a bit like a TARDIS in a way, and it was a very weird looking thing. There was these people, they were like, I think they were like holograms or something. I can't remember, to be honest, it's been a while since I've seen it, but altogether it was quite a scary episode, quite interesting. It was just nice to have another companion that wasn't Amy or Rory. Number 8. A Town Called Mercy. So yeah, I mean, this is actually an alright episode in my opinion. It's not the best in the world, but I think it is one of the strongest episodes. I mean, on this list, it is my second favourite episode of Series 7. And I don't think it's a terrible episode. I mean, some people, I don't think anybody really hates this episode. I mean, Series 7 is not the strongest series in general. And I think most people would put A Town Called Mercy fairly high at the top of their Series 7 list, but yeah, I actually quite like it. It's not a terrible episode. Basically we have this kind of cyborg robot thing who's trying to kill this other alien who's, you know, also a bit evil. It's all very good. I love the Doctor in this. Matt Smith plays the Doctor really well. We get to see a little bit of a dark side of his Doctor, and all round I really do quite like this episode. Number 7. The Impossible Astronaut and Day of the Moon. Alright, so this was the season opener, the two-part season opener for season 6. And I think this two-parter did a very good job of opening up the season with the very, very complicated and long and crazy story arc that season 6 had. I personally think that season 6 went far too crazy. It is probably my least favourite season. I think I dislike it more than season 7 personally. But yeah, I think this two-parter did a fairly good job. It was quite an interesting little starter. However, it did progressively get worse as the season went on. However, I think as a starter, Impossible Astronaut: Day of the Moon, quite interesting. It starts off the whole story arc of the Doctor possibly dying. I think it's done quite well. It's just a bit sad that it kind of went a bit downhill. Number 6. The Name of the Doctor. Yes, this is the season 7 finale, and I think this is this is my favourite episode of season 7. It is the finale for season 7, and we get to see the Doctor go to Trenzalore, which is something that he's very, very not looking forward to. And I think it's very nicely done. We get to see the Great Intelligence back again from the Snowman, and I think the Great Intelligence plays a better part in this than it does in the Snowman. It's a very menacing villain, and you just know that he's trying to get back at the Doctor. That is his only thing. He doesn't care what happens to him. He just wants to get back and kill the Doctor, and I think it's done really, really well. Yeah, I mean, the Name of the Doctor is good, and that cliffhanger at the end with John Hurt, absolutely amazing way to set up the Day of the Doctor. Number 5. The Time of Angels and Flesh and Stone. Yes, this is a Season 5 episode where we get to see the return of the Weeping Angels, not seen since Blink in Season 3. It's really nice to see the Weeping Angels back. Obviously a really memorable villain, probably one of the best villains, especially that Stephen Moffat has come up with. And it's really nice to see them, you know, properly with the Doctor, because I mean in Blink they weren't really with the Doctor that much. So to have a two-parter here with the Doctor, we also get to see River Song coming back, which is really great. You know, the whole hologram thing, it doesn't really, it seems a bit weird to me. I mean, I can understand why they did it, but altogether it's a bit weird. The whole thing with Amy kind of turning into a Weeping Angel, kind of corroding away, I think that's a nice little touch. Altogether, I quite enjoyed this two-parter. Number 4, Vincent and the Doctor. I mean, I really do like this episode. I mean, as a kind of, you know, alien and threat sort of episode, it's not the strongest. I mean, I can't remember what the alien is now. I have no idea what it is, but it's some weird thing that Vincent paints. He paints it for some reason, yeah, I mean, it's trying to kill the Doctor and Vincent and all that. So it's a very interesting. However, I mean, the end of that episode where the Doctor, Vincent, and Amy go back to present day and go to the museum and look at Vincent's art and that speech by that guy, that is one of the best moments in Doctor Who history for me. It's just a really emotional moment. And altogether, even though the alien whole kind of story isn't the most advanced, it's still a very good story and I enjoyed it a lot. Number 3, The Day of the Doctor. Yes, this is the 50th anniversary special, and I mean, even though, you know, we have Matt Smith, we have David Tennant, and we also have John Hurt as the War Doctor in this story, it is still a Matt Smith story, so I am counting it for this list. I mean, it's really good. 50th anniversary. Having David Tennant back as the Doctor just really amazes me, because David Tennant is my favourite Doctor by quite a long way, and having him back again, and just, he slipped right into the role straight away. He was just perfect back in the role again. I absolutely loved it. His dynamic with Matt Smith was great. Having John Hurt as the War Doctor, although I would have preferred, you know, Paul McGann or Christopher Eccleston to fit into that role, I think John Hurt did a really good job. I mean, the story of the Day of the Doctor is a little bit lacking in some points. You know, you have the Zygon thing, you have the Time War thing, but I think altogether, you know, it's resolved very well, and it's all around just a really good story. Number 2, The Pandorica opens and the Big Bang. So yeah, this is the season finale for Season 5, and I think it is probably to this day the best season finale that Stephen Moffat has ever delivered, with maybe the exception of World Enough in Time and The Doctor Falls from the recent Season 10. You know, these two, in my opinion, are right next to each other, because The Pandorica Opens especially was a really good episode. The build up to what was in the Pandorica was great, all those monsters coming back, and the Doctor's Pandorica speech was absolutely amazing. And then at the end of the episode we find out that it's the Doctor. The Doctor is going to be put inside the Pandorica. That's just a really great cliffhanger. I absolutely love it. The Big Bang it kind of lacked a little bit. It wasn't as good as the Pandorica Opens. However, all round it was still a good story. Number 1, The 11th Hour. Yes, this one actually did surprise me a little bit. It is, of course, Matt Smith's very first full episode of Doctor Who, the Season 5 opener, The 11th Hour. And, you know, when I first watched this, I think I didn't really like it. I didn't really like his first season in general, and now I know that Season 5 is his best season. But yeah, I think it was just because I was trying to get over the 10th Doctor, because he was my favourite Doctor. So trying to get over him and moving into the 11th Doctor was hard for me. But now I've kind of got over that, and I really appreciate the 11th Doctor, and I appreciate that the 11th Hour is an absolutely amazing start to the series. It's a great introduction to Matt Smith's Doctor. Really well done. I absolutely love it. Amy and Rory get a pretty good explanation as well to who they are and what they're doing. And I mean, although the enemy, the threat, isn't that, you know, big, it still plays a good part, and it's just a really good opener. Alright, so there we have it. Those are my top 10 11th Doctor stories. I think I forgot to mention at the beginning that I was not going to be doing Christmas specials in this. I'm going to be doing a list, probably near Christmas, of my top 10 Christmas specials, or just the worst to best Christmas specials. So I'm not going to be having Christmas specials in these lists. think I forgot to mention that at the start, but you know, you would probably guess that now anyway. But yeah, 11th Doctor was a great Doctor. I didn't appreciate him much at first, however watching back his seasons I appreciate him a lot more, and he's now probably in my top 5 favourite Doctors. But anyway, that's going to be it for this video, guys. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed, please go ahead, like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video.